is up, guys? Today we have Robert Garcia, who plays second in our Premium Invitational Tournament. He was playing
Vanquisher, broken deck.
Yep. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Let's go straight into the deck.
Okay, so very much like my last build, we're playing the same exact lineup with the 8 grade 1s. Most people say it's a lot of greed, and I agree. But if you only need it for your ride, so it doesn't matter. Same triggers as last time, I'm pretty sure. The grade 2s did change. I cut a rock climb for a sweep command, and I'll get into that later. And the grade 3s changed. Instead of 4/4/4, I cut a burrito for a armor break dragon. G-Zone, 4 stun verse, 3 exterminate, 1 DNA, 1 GB8, 3 impedes. The best card in this deck besides the overtrigger. 2 of this guy, I forgot his name, and 2 Bulwark. If you have Bulwark SPs, let me know. I'm looking to buy 2. So I added these 2 cards for 2 very simple reasons. Going into this event, I knew very good players would be there, and I was hoping that adding these 2 cards in would be a little bit of tech and surprising finish against these 2 players. And 2 players were Eric Zarita and Ethan, who was the champion of this event. Sadly, these 2 cards did not help me at all. So, well, one of them is going to come out of the deck for, where is it? This card. This card just came out. I think, Richard, was it the week after our event? Or 2
It
weeks?
came out last week with the trial decks.
So it was 2 weeks after our event, right?
I think it was 1 week after.
Yeah, it was 1 week after. So the week after this card came out. And now that we have to run, I feel like every deck should run this card because it's really good and it's really good against Grand Blue, which was 4th place his deck, right? Gerald's deck. It helps a lot when he superiorize and he strides, and you can just drop this for the Vanguard attack, whatever. So I'm gonna add this card into my deck for the sweep command, but I have to cut a trigger, so I'm just gonna cut this for another crit. Or I was thinking about another draw, so that way I stay at 5 draw because I like playing 5 draw for some reason. However, it's probably just gonna be the crit. But for now, the reason why sweep command and arm break were in the deck against Eric, he's a Force Clan, so I would do the Vanquisher play. Theoretically, I would do the Vanquisher play going first, and then I ride into sweep command going second if I survive his first turn, which I probably will. Sweep command, pop the 2 front rows, 2 Excel markers, draw, exterminate, call up my board, and sling for game. That was my plan against Eric. It did not work at all. If you were watching the stream, or if you go back and watch the stream, it doesn't work. Main reason is because Eric's a really good player, and he plays around a lot of the things that most people don't. And the only reason I won against Eric, if you saw it on the stream, was this godsend of a card. And that was the reason why Eric got 3rd place. This card right here. I am 100% sure Eric would have gotten first if I did not what was it, 5th damage? 5th damage of that on him. Yeah, I felt bad about that, but it was hilarious, and everybody would start laughing. He kind of hated me afterwards, but it's fine.
So why the armor break?
The armor break was for Ethan, because I knew Ethan's a really good player. I knew he would be in top, or at least I would play him. And I threw in the armor break there because Ethan was playing Pale Moon, and Pale Moon accelerates Excel markers. Accelerates as in like 1 or 2, but still 1 or 2 is still enough for armor break. Counter by 3, swing. It's also because me and Ethan play test, and this is something he wasn't expecting in my deck. So that way, if I would play him, I'd be like, okay, ride. And he'd be like, what does this card do? And he wouldn't set up by putting a PG into his soul normally. But if he did have the PG into soul, I'd just play normally with Sunburst and Exterminate, like always. And yeah, that's why Sweep Command was, or Armor Break was there. And so was Sweep Command. Does it really matter? Not at all. It didn't help one bit. There was one time it mattered, and I was against Eric. I did Armor Break, which is funny because it swapped the purposes. I swung Armor Break, counterblast 3. It was swung for, I think, 72. And Eric made it 2 to pass. I drove check. It was on the stream. I drove check a crit, which is this crit. And then I drove check Chatura. And I was like, no! I almost had him with the 2 to pass on Armor Break, and it would have been 7 damage, I think. Yeah. So sad I am keeping Armor Break in the deck, though, because this card's a lot of fun. and super like in a Vanquisher deck, you're not gonna see someone play Armor Break, so people won't be expecting for it and won't play around it. By either putting a PG into store or keeping a G guard, what's it called? Dead perfect guards. Or what's another way to get around it, Richard?
The order.
Oh, the order. Well, the order doesn't get it. Oh, yeah, it does. Doesn't
I'm
it?
pretty sure it does. You just gotta pay the cost. Yeah. So this order will get around him.
Yeah, the order gets around him. That kind of sucks, actually. But I feel like this isn't like a first.
I don't know. We'll work on it, right?
Yeah, we'll work on it. This order kind of changes up everything in this game.
Yeah. So even with the sweep command in there that you barely used, you still got second place. You want to talk about your matchups?
My first round was against Gio Giovanni. Really great player. However, the matchup was horrible for him. He was playing Aquaforce this time around. And I 2-0'd him. Yeah, I 2-0'd him. My second round was Amelia. That was my first match on stream. I 2-0'd her. My third round was Zach Williamson, right? He was playing Tachi's, and he got a game on me because I missed my grade 1, and he went first. So I missed my grade 1. I missed the G assist. I rode a draw trigger on top of my starter, and then he superior rode on me. So he's at 3 while I'm on 0, and he strides 3 times before I get to grade 3. And yeah, I would hope he won that one. But then game 3, I sacked him. I hit the OT on offense, and then I double healed to get from 5 to 3. And from that, I had 2 heals in my hand, so I just double MP, his board goes bye-bye. And round 4 to play against Savani. Savani's deck is so scary. It's a deleter deck that relies on Given and the New Stride. Do you know the name of the New Stride?
Cosmic Dawn?
Yeah, Cosmic Dawn. That card's ridiculous. And even when they hit if they hit the OT, it's basically game over because the OT stays on the Vanguard. And it's 4 damage, 200 million, 4 damage, 200 million with Given, and it's just that. So you have to play around that. Not really much you can play around, just holding on to these. Round 5 was Gerald. I lost to Gerald 2-1. Gerald got his superior right off and just smacked me in the face. Gerald was playing Grand Blue, if you didn't know. And then top 8. My top 8 match was Savani again. He got a game off of me that time. He 6 damage OT'd and then clapped me on his offensive turn. That was game 2, and then game 3, it came down to the wire, but I had the turn with Stunverse, and I just wiped him in his hand. Top 4, I began against Eric, and like I said before, the only reason I won is because of this card. That stream match, this card right here, best card in any deck, and she banned. But besides the point, I did win. Scumbagly or not, I did win. And I got second place because of it. Thank you, Eric. It was funny because everybody on the sides were all like, Robert lost, it's over, and Eric's gonna like get second and like probably get first because Eric has a really good matchup against Pale Moon. And my deck just goes, not today. And I loved it. It was hilarious. I felt bad for Eric afterwards, but I was like, whatever. No, yeah, so I 2-1 Eric. I beat him the first. Was it? No, he beat me round 1. He beat me match 1. I beat him match 2 because I went first, and then match 3 I 5th damage OT'd, and then got him on the clapback because he had 4 cards in deck and like 3 cards in hand. Then I played Ethan, and that game's botched. I bricked my first hand. I only had a Jaggy in hand to ride, and when you ride Jaggy in this deck, you might as well scoop. So that's what I did. I scooped. I also had the OT in hand and a bunch of triggers. I couldn't do anything on my stride turn. I couldn't even stride. And he also hit the OT on grade 2, which kind of solidified that I was dead because he would have rode Carol back down to the grade 2 and swung. And then I would just rode Jaggy and stayed on Jaggy for no reason. I was playing like match 1 for no reason, so I scooped. Match 2, what was it? I went first. Match 2 was vague. I think he just beat me because I hit no defensives, which is fine because I feel like all my luck went away against Eric. That last over trigger. And yeah, I think he just clapped me because I hit no defensives against his Janino, Alice, and what was the other? Leslie is the other guy. Other girl's name? Yeah, I hate that deck. But that's besides the point. That's my top 8 in like all my matches.
What did you end up winning for this event?
I ended up winning. So a top 8, everything gets these new prize cards. I don't know if you guys can see it. These prize cards are
They're like invite tickets.
Richard will explain that.
Yeah, so these are invite tickets that Robert will use to get into the next Invitational. And if you ever top 8 one of our events, you'll also be given one. And you actually need the card to present to enter the tournament whenever, you know, the next season's Invitational is.
And if I'm not mistaken, Richard, you can do whatever you want with these cards.
Yeah, so they don't have your name on it. They are just tickets, right? So you can either trade them, sell them, give them to your friend who doesn't have an invite. As long as you or whoever's entering has that ticket, they get into the event.
If you lose it, you're kind of screwed, so don't lose it.
Yeah, do not lose them.
All top 8 got it. If we get bigger amount of people, maybe it'll be top 16.
Yeah, if we get, I believe it's 64 or more, we'll do top 16.
And top 16 we get an invite, right?
Yes, this event particularly was 40 players. Keep in mind that this was one of the ones where you needed an invite to get into, so our typical number went down.
Yep.
Plus we were dealing with the hurricane.
I heard a lot. A lot of people didn't show up because of that. So I also ended up getting a 2nd place medal, which isn't here right now. It is at my house, whatever, hanging on my shelf, with my other Crow's Nest trophy, and along with my 1st place medal there. That's cool. So I got the invite ticket, the 2nd place medal, and $400 cash. Thank you, Richard, for hosting the event, and thank you for that. That was really nice. I know Ethan got 800, and Eric and Gerald got 200.
Yep.
Yep.
And
that
then
was
the rest of the top 8
the rest
got
of the top 100. And entry was what, $40?
Yeah, $40.
I also got a playmat, which is the Luard playmat on our website at kingslayercards.com. And you can check it out there. Mine says finalist, and Ethan says champions, and then top 4, and top 8, etc. So that's what you get for winning an Invitational. I was pretty shocked that I got 2nd place in this. Okay. I wasn't really shocked, but I was surprised that I made it that far with the amount of luck that came my way.
Yeah, you should have lost in top 4 because of that overtrigger. Right?
If you guys want to see that match, go click our Twitch stream. Link in the chat. Or link in the bio.
We will be posting it on YouTube at a later date. We're just trying to cut them all up, and I'm having hard drive issues.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the deck profile. You know, we'll be back here, I'm sure, with the same Vanquisher deck and same player. Right, Robert?
Yes, sir.
Okay, until then, stay tuned for the next one.
Bye, guys.